everybody. Greetings from Kilimanjaro in Tanzania in East Africa. I'm here on the site where we want to build a house for the 3 girls and their mother. And thanks so much to everybody who's taking part in this online event. You can see we're already working to get the house built. The new house, the old house is, as you can see, in a terrible condition. And we have 3 girls here living here. There's Abitu, Tausi and Asha and Avituni, 3 great girls. They were in our primary school. They can speak English. And what would you like to be, Chelsea, when you'd like to be a doctor, okay? And what about you, Asha? A policewoman, okay. And what about you, Avituni? What would you like? You like to be a teacher, okay. So they have great English because they attended our school, which is taught through English. But the conditions in the house are really bad, as you can see. And so it's been very difficult for them to do study because when they come from school, they have to actually graze the goats and to, pick fodder, and then by the time they come home there's no electricity in the house, and there's been so many holes in the house with the rain coming in they couldn't study. So we've managed to give a temporary solution by putting in some canvas inside to block up the holes, which is great. You can see now how difficult it is to build here. We have the site, we have local workers because they know how to work. There was a huge amount of rocks. The toilet is over there in the background, and every penny that we get that comes into our account goes directly because we're 100% voluntary. And I'll just quickly show you again what we hope to do: build a new house here on the site, and this is the old house which is falling down, and these are the 3 girls. We really want to build a house for them. Maybe you hold this and take me for a second so that I can give a wave to people at home. Can you see me there? So thanks to everybody at home. Please donate online. It's a great event. Thanks to all the artists, and we guarantee we'll do our best to do everything as soon as possible. Thanks everybody. Bye.
Please make a donation to Kilimanjaro Direct by following the link below. We're going to sing a song now called Little Fire. Hope you like it. Starry, starry night, steeped in golden light, he puts down his pain.
should you ever find that to be kind and loving time will satisfy your hungry heart. Be wise and make a start. Stars and songs you see, or a bit the ordinary. Move the sea. Your little fire will never tire, will not go away. Like fireflies, the spark in your eyes will light up the way. And so you give it all up and you let it all fly, and you see what you want in that line across the sky. And you let it all fly. Hold your breath, you're almost there. No, don't look down. You're floating in midair. Wind in your hair. Starry, starry night, steeped in golden light, he puts down his paint. Gold to gray.
Hello, it's great to be here to support the Kilimanjaro Direct project. If you can at all, please support it by going to the link. Thank you. I am going to read a poem today to do in general with musicians and in particular with session musicians. Everyone knows the feeling of playing music in a pub and someone else joining in. Now, if you are a novice, a newcomer to the game, and you want to join in a session, there are 3 things you must do. Number 1, you must ask permission to join. Number 2, if you are allowed into the session, don't try and dominate it. And number 3, remember, you don't have to dictate or be the loudest in the session. This led a poet called Con Moore O'Driscoll to write a poem called The Spoon's Murderer. In the tavern one night we were sitting, I'm sure 'twas the last week of March. From our drinks we were cautiously sipping to ensure that our throats didn't parch. We played music both lively and decent to bolster our spirits and hopes as we gazed on the females adjacent and remarked on their curves and their slopes. Till this gent wandered into the session and decided to join in the tunes. Without waiting or asking permission, he took out a big pair of soup spoons. Our teeth in short time they were gritting as he shook and he rattled his toys, and the company's eardrums were splitting with his ugly mechanical noise. Hopping spoons off our heads to provoke us, he continued the music to kill, whether hornpipes, slow airs or polkas. They all sounded like pneumatic drills. Then he asked, could we play any faster, as his talents he wished to display, with the grin on the face of the bastard, like the cat when she teases her prey. Our thoughts at this stage were quite bloody, and politely we asked him to quit. We suggested a part of his body where those spoons could conveniently fit. This monster we pestered and hounded, we implored him with cures and tears, but in vain our appeals they resounded in the desert between his 2 ears. When I went out the back on a mission, he arrived as I finished my leak. He says, "'Tis a mighty fine session. I think I'll come here every week." When I heard this with rage I was leaping, and this torture no longer could take, I looked round for a suitable weapon to silence this damned rattlesnake. Outside towards the yard I did sally, to find something to vanquish my foe. I grabbed hold of a gentleman's rally, with 15 speed gear and dynamo. Then I battled the musical vandal, as I shouted with furious cries, "My dear man, your last spoon you have handled, say your prayers and await your demise." With the bike I assailed my tormentor, as I swung in a frenzy of hate, till his bones and his skull were in splinters, and his health a very poor state. And when I was no longer able, I forestalled any last-minute hitch by removing the gear-changing cable and strangled the son of a bitch. At the end of my onslaught ferocious, I stood back and surveyed the scene. The state of the place was atrocious, full of fragments of man and machine. At the spoon player's remains I was staring. His condition was surely no joke, for his nose was clogged up with ball bearings, and his left eye was pierced by a spoke. At the sight I was feeling quite squeamish, so I washed up and went back inside, and I drank a half-gallon of Beamish, as my throat in the struggle had died. Unpolluted by cutlery's clatter, the music was pleasant and sweet. For the rest of the night nothing mattered but the tunes and the tapping of feet. At the inquest the following September, the coroner said, "I conclude the deceased by himself was dismembered, as no sign could be found of a feud. For the evidence shows that the fact is, as reported to me by the guards, he indulged in the foolhardy practice of trick cycling in a public house yard." So, if you're desperately keen on percussion and to join in the tunes, you can't wait. Be you Irishman, German or Russian, take a lesson from this awful fate. If your spoons are the best silver-plated, or the humblest of cheap stainless steel, when you play them abroad you'll be hated. So just keep them for eating your meals. Thank you. If you can donate, please do.
Hey, it's Elise here. I hope you enjoy this acoustic version of my song Gold that I have performed as part of this charity fundraiser. All details are in the GoFundMe link. If you can, please leave a donation and help us spread the word. Thank you.
I was given everything, I was shown everything, but I'd give it away for one thing. I can take it back, though I tell myself I can't. So I'm sitting in silence, I'm numb. I'm
His Walking Boots Are On by Joe Murray. His walking boots are on and tightly laced, his jacket firmly zipped up to his chin. An icy wind will soon need to be faced. He dons his hat. His hair is getting thin. His walking stick is ready at the door. His gloves are warming nicely by the fire. He's done all this 1,000 times before. Of this routine, he thought he'd never tire. He loved to face the bracing winter wind and crunch across the hoary, foggy land. But now he feels a sorrow unconfined, as one warm glove is slipped onto his hand. A tear slips down his cheek. He wipes it clear. When he returns today, she won't be here.
Free, and it was easy. In the bars of the Murray, I wasn't looking out for you, but love swept us both away. Honey in your kisses, the stars hung up above, and the lights were shining bright in the city of love. Well, I've been drawn and I've been quartered, taking more than my fair share, bent over double till I couldn't stand. Still you're convinced that I don't care. You turned on the honeymoon and the stars fell from above, and the lights have all gone out now in the city of love. In the city of love, you were like a drug. In the city of love, like a drug. Born a peacemaker, never let the romance die. I've lived long enough to know better. Well, I lived long enough to know why. To know why in the city of love. The city of love. Jump the gun, you come undone, but always give love a shot. And if the blood pours from the wounds, give it all you've got. 'Cause there's honey in your kisses, the stars hang up above. You still keep on believing in the city of love. In the city of love, you were like a drug. city of love. You were like a drug. The city of love. You were like a drug.